Zach, Julian, and Traft's project. Hello, my friends and I are here to talk to you today about the history of the portable music player and how it led up to the modern day iPod. Now here's my friend to talk to you about how it all started.
Thanks. The first portable music player was made by a man by the name of Tsushima and his colleagues. The first mass-produced CD player was created by Sony in 1983. Being the first of its kind, it was a huge success. The device was called the Discman. Its original price was approximately $500, but after a while the prices dropped, making it affordable to the average person. The inventors who created it worked off the idea that it would be impossible to create a truly small portable CD player because of the need for the semi-large disc needed for it to work. The popular belief was that the disc used for the Discman were a huge improvement from the large clunky cassette tape and left room for a little improvement. Even though these discs are used today for many things, more efficient and better ways have been developed for storing and playing music. And on that note, there's someone here to talk to you about the MP3 music player.
The MP3 portable music player was an amazing invention. They revolutionized the way everyone listened to music. They came in many shapes and sizes and were created by many different companies. So it even allowed people to download music from their home computers and internets onto their MP3 players. This allowed the storage of songs electronically instead of like having to physically carry around a large disc. The electronically stored music was a huge improvement on the physical factor. One, because it was no longer vulnerable to physical damage. Speaking of improvements, our last speaker will talk to you about how all this led up to the modern day leader in personal music players, Apple, and the invention of the iPod.
The iPod was originally created by Apple as a response to a growing market for personal music players. The iPod was named by Vinci Chico, who saw the unnamed prototype and it reminded him of the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, and the phrase, "Open the pod bay door, Hal." Therefore, he named it the iPod because it looked like the pod bay door. The first iPod, the first generation of what we know as the classic series of iPod, was launched on October 21st, 2001 by Apple. This model featured a scroll wheel containing 5 and 10 gigabyte capacities. This was followed up by several new models in a few months and years. Working on the success of the original classic model, on January 6, 2004, Apple came out with the iPod mini series. The series was smaller than the original and featured and introduced the well-known clip wheel. The second generation and mini was made. However, the series was discontinued to the newer series of iPod, the iPod Nano. In addition, until the release of the Nano in 2005, the Shuffle series was also introduced. Unlike previous iPods, as the Shuffle used a flash memory to store music and had no screen. The latest addition to the well-known iPod saga is the iPhone. And this next generation iPod is classified in the newest Touch series and comes equipped with new features and is more like a next generation phone than an iPod. The first original CD player has modernized how people listen to music. The development of easy-to-carry music storage devices allowed people to freely listen to music and introduce them to the coming innovations in the portable music industry. The MP3 created easy storage of music and more portable devices. Finally, iPod's invention of the iPod created a permanent interest in portable music players and is continuing to revolutionize the industry.